What I'm going to do now is add a sparkline of type line to the same category sales by year report that I used for data bars. But this time I'm going to display the trend of sales for each category by month. This will let you see how the sales of each category of product differed by each month of the year. Okay, first thing I want to do is select the tablets and add a new column. I'll insert a column inside the group to the right. And that's going to contain the sparkline. Then I'll go over to the toolbox, select sparkline, and drop it into that cell. And just like with data bars, that opens up the select sparkline type, so I can select the type of sparkline that I want to include within the report. And there you can see just how many sparklines are available. In this case, I'm going to use a basic line sparkline. So I'll select that and click on OK. And there's a simple representation of a sparkline. It doesn't represent any of the underlying data yet because I haven't bound it to the data set for the report. So I'll select it, and that opens up the chart data. And here within the values section, I want to include sales amount. But then now I also need to include a category group. So I'll click on the plus and select month, number of year. So what that's going to do is define a trend line for each row of the table for monthly data in numeric order by month number. All right, then I'll preview the report. And so now you can easily compare the overall trends of the monthly sales in each category by year. So this lets you see how the product category sales change from year to year, as well as see the differing patterns between the categories. And it's really nice that you can compare across all years and all products just by scanning that one column. Okay, I'll go back to Design View because there's actually a problem here. The current design hides the problem, although you can see it if you really look for it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the type of sparkline by right-clicking on the sparkline component and selecting the Change Sparkline Type. And I'm going to select the column. I don't want the permanent report to show columns, but this is going to show what the problem is that I'm talking about. Okay, so I'll select the column, and that displays that column. And now I'll preview the report again. So this more clearly shows what the problem is. Notice that there are a different number of bars in some years. So for 2005, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. But here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so for 2006, we have a full complement of months. For 2007, we have a full complement. But then for 2008, we only have 6 months again. And you see that trend throughout the entire chart. So the problem here is that the data points don't line up. The dirty little secret in the data is that the sales data on which this report is built has only July to December data for 2005 and January to June data for 2008. In other words, 2005 and 2008 are edge cases. Fortunately, this is an easy problem to fix. So I'll go back over here to Design View, and I'll once again right-click on the sparkline. And I'll select the horizontal axis properties. The setting that I want to change is this Align Axes In, and I can select the tablets, because that's the only component that I have on the report. And I'll click on OK. And I'll preview the report one more time using the columns. And now you can see that the data points actually line up. 2005 has July through December, and so those are the last 6 months of the year. 2008 has January through June, and so those appear. And so now I can actually scan down through this list and see comparative sales and do a better job of comparing trends. So for example, I can see that from 2006 for components, sales were relatively flat, little bit of growth there. Nothing like the rather dramatic growth in 2008 for clothing. All right, go back to Design View one more time. Come back here, change the sparkline type, go back to our line, and preview the report one more time. And there you can see that now we have data that we can compare. In the first half of the year, we can only compare 3 years worth of data, but at least we know that there's no data here for the first half of 2005. And same thing for the second half of 2008.